Here we go. Day 3 is here. Day 3 of the boot camp. Who's going to join me today? Who is joining me today for day 3 in the boot camp? Teach Yoga Online Business Boot Camp. You guys are with me. You're with me. And who is joining today? It's always interesting to see who's going to turn up live. Who's going to turn up live today with me then? Let's see. Who's on? Who's on it? Here we go. I can see now you guys are starting to join. So as you join, let me know you're here. Say hello. Say hello. Here we go. Say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know where you're watching from. Any newbies joining today for the first time? If you're joining today for the first time in particular, do say where you're joining from. What's your location? What's your location? And as you start to join, guys, who's here? Who's here? Here we go. There we go. Sally, Alexandra, Judy, Gail, Aaron. Hey, guys. How are you all doing? How's everyone doing? Right. So I want you to give me your word. What's your one word today? How are you feeling? Describe how you're feeling in one word. Give me your one word. Hello, Martina, watching from Cork. Hello, welcome, guys. Welcome. Give me your one word. We've got Leah again. Hey, Leah. Give me your one word. My word today, so we've had pumped, we've had buzzing, and today I'm just feeling really inspired. I'm feeling inspired by all of you. You know, you've been showing up over the last few days and sharing your challenges, sharing your homework. Yesterday's challenge was incredibly inspiring. You guys really showed up for that one. You know, I encouraged you to upload a video or go live and teach us something on your passion. So really kind of tapping into your course idea and sharing something around your course idea in a 3 to 5 minute video, and lots of you have been doing that. So well done, guys, for doing that and taking the action, because that's really what all this is truly about. It's actually taking these small steps, this action, to move yourself forward. So who else have we got here today? Summer, hello. Hey guys, inspired, amazing. How's everyone feeling? Invigorated, fabulous, amazing, I love that. How's everyone feeling? Give me your one word. Everybody who's here with me right now, give me your one word on how you're feeling today. How you're feeling today to join the live again. Some of you, this is your third live, turning up live. So well done for doing that. And as I said, this is day 3 of the boot camp. You'll have seen that I've added another event, which is tomorrow. So the masterclass is tomorrow. So do schedule that into your diary and come and join me live on that. I'm going to be sharing my framework that I use in my business to create and launch online courses. I'm also going to share a magical formula to making your first 5K in your online business. So make sure you come and join me for that. Schedule it into your diary. And so yeah, so it's not all ending today. I know this is a 3-day boot camp. This is day 3. Today I'm teaching you around how to qualify your ideal students so that they're really ready to enroll on your online course when you put it out there. When enrollment opens, you know, you've got students that have really put their hand up and you've qualified them as potential students for your online course, okay? Because that's how you're really going to hit your course income goals. And your course income goals is something that I'm going to be talking to you about tomorrow when I walk you through that magical formula to making your first 5K. So who else is in here? Let's have a look. Hey guys, hey, we got Inspired. Valeria, hello. Hello, Whitney. Hello. Thank you guys for joining me live today. Thank you for joining me live. So yesterday, when we talked about course creation, I shared with you guys that one of the biggest mistakes that you can make is to jump straight into creating your course without, understanding who your ideal students are, choosing your idea and making sure that it really offers a transformation for your students. We talked about validating, you need to do that, so we covered that in day one. But also I mentioned yesterday that you shouldn't jump into creating your course without first having built a community so that you've actually got students to launch your course to. Okay, I don't know if you remember, I mentioned that yesterday. So, and we've not really talked about that yet. So this is what we're talking about today, because, if you jump straight into creating your course content without first going through all of those steps that I've talked about, and without first growing your community, well, guess what's going to happen? Guess what's going to happen? You're not going to have anyone there to launch your course to. I mean, it's kind of, it makes sense, really, doesn't it? You want to have people ready and they're waiting for when you open enrollment. There's people there waiting for you, and they're waiting to say yes. So that's where we want to be. That's what we want to get to. So hey, Mackenzie, Laura, Manon, hey guys, Cecilia, Hannah, hey guys, share your one word, how you're feeling today. Share your one word. Thank you for joining. So we're talking about building and nurturing your community today. So how do we do this? How do we do this? How do we build and nurture our community? Well, there are many ways. There are many ways to build your community online. Many different strategies that you can use. And all of these strategies require one essential element. Any ideas, guys, what this one essential element is? Any ideas? What is this one essential element that we need in order to promote ourselves online? Okay, something that you need in order to promote yourself online. It's an essential element. Any ideas what it could be? Any ideas, guys, what it could be? Any ideas? What's this thing that we need? We need this thing in order to be able to put ourselves out there. Website consistency, website. Yeah, you guys that are saying website, that's definitely a foundational element that we need in our business. But there's one essential thing that kind of filters down into all of those foundational elements that we need, and it's content. It's content. So to have a website, you need content, yeah? To have an Instagram following, you need content. So to use all the strategies that are available to us, the avenues, the channels that we will use to put ourselves out there, we need content for these different channels, yeah? That's the way that you're going to build your community, is through sharing your content. And it's also the way that you'll nurture your community and build that trust in your community, is through the content that you share. So content is really, really important, really important. And you guys you're offering lots of different incredible suggestions here. So well done, well done. But content is super, super important. And, I teach my students, and some of you guys here are students in my programs, but I teach you guys to get into your content creation flow. Okay, that's what we talk about. We talk about getting into our weekly content creation flow by sharing a unique piece of content every single week in a really easy way, using a repurposing process that essentially means you create one piece of content and then you repurpose it for different channels. And by doing that, it makes life really easy. You're not thinking about what content do I need to create for my website, what content do I need to create for my Instagram following, what content do I need to create for my YouTube. But we do this in a really easy way that makes your life easy, but also allows you to be showing up in all of these different places that your students are, and allows you to you know, create something that's going to be really helpful for your audience, that helps you to build the trust with your audience, and also really positions you as an expert in their eyes. So content is so key when it comes to launching your course. And there's a process that involves 3 phases. Yeah, it involves 3 phases for how you share the content in order to nurture your community so that they're ready for your course when you launch it, because that's where we want to be. Yeah, you want your ideal students to be putting their hands up and saying, I'm interested in this topic. Yeah, I'm interested in this topic. And you really want to qualify those students as potential students for your course. And so you do this over a specific time period, these 3 phases that I'm going to tell you about in a moment. So you do these 3 phases over a specific time period, and during each phase you share different types of content. So content is really key. Let's have a look. Hey Ram, hey, no worries, you're here. Ram. Amazing guys. So content's super key. And before I talk about those 3 phases, there's another strategy that's really important, okay? And it's one of those channels, yeah? So you've got your website, you've got social. What else? What's another channel that we share content? Those of you in my programs should know the answer to this one. It's one of my favorite subjects. It's a channel and it's a strategy that we use for attracting and nurturing our ideal students. Anyone want to put their hand up? Anyone be so bold to have a guess what it could be? It's a channel, communication channel. Email, yes, Aaron, well done. Email marketing, yeah, email marketing is one of these foundational elements of our yoga business, okay? When I talk about foundational elements, there's 4 foundational elements. There's your website, which is your home. There's email marketing. There's visibility, you being visible in all of the places that you need to be showing up, like social media, yeah? And there's content, and the content kind of filters down into all of these kind of pillars. But email marketing, really important. So I want to ask you guys, who here has got an email list? Who's got an email list? Who's got an email list? Let me know if you've got an email list. Say yes. Me. Put your hand up. Put your hand up. Let me know if you've got an email list. It's okay if you haven't. We all start somewhere. We all start somewhere. So maybe you might have, Shauna, I do, yeah. You might have MailChimp set up. And then for those of you that do have an email list, raise his hand. Those of you who do have an email list, are you actively growing that email list? Are you doing anything, you know, throughout your weeks and months? Are you actually spending a bit of time growing your list? Yeah, are you using any strategies to grow your list? Are you focusing on this? Are you focusing on this? Yes, a small one. Well done, guys. Progressing. We all start somewhere. You know what? We all start with 0. We all start with 0. So it's okay. It's okay for it to be new. It's okay for this to be completely new to you. The fact that you're here, you're now going to take a step forward with this, okay? So you can't grow and nurture your community, nurture that community that's going to be ready to enroll on your course without having an email list, okay? So this should really be a focus in your business, yeah? It should be a real priority in your business. And when you grow your list and you look after those subscribers, whether it's 20 subscribers, 50, 100, but you look after them with the content that you're sharing with them, because each week you're creating content and you're repurposing it, yeah? You're doing that repurposing, and one of the ways you repurpose it is into your email, yeah? So you now have something to share with your email list because you've been doing that content creation piece of work. When you keep offering value to people, you're nurturing them, you're building that relationship with them, yeah? And the content really helps you to offer that value on a consistent basis. That's why it's super important. And that is when you're going to be, or that's when you're going to have a community that's going to be ready for what you have to offer them. Does that make sense, guys? So this is how students come into my community. This is how yoga teachers come into my community. This is how yoga teachers enroll onto my courses and my programs, is because I really prioritize growing my email list and then looking after the people on my email list. Okay, so listen very carefully to what I'm going to say now. So if you've kind of like, your focus has drifted away, or maybe you're looking at a tab or something else, come back here for a moment. Ultimately, we really need to start shifting our focus from thinking that it's all about Instagram, yeah, and that we should be growing our community on Instagram. Yes, it's important to be there, and it's part of your content creation and sharing and visibility, but we need to shift our focus from that channel and shift it over to email and growing our email list, and really realize the importance of our email list. So just ask yourself now, how much time are you spending, you know, in Instagram scrolling, and how much time are you spending growing your email list? Yeah, we need to shift our focus and our time and energy away from that and really start realizing the importance of our email list. Yeah? Exactly. Well done, guys. Well done. Yeah. Are we on board with this? Because I know we can get stuck down the Instagram rabbit hole. So are we on board with this? We're going to start focusing on this, yeah? Because it really is important. It's super important. It's a strategy, email marketing strategy that I teach, and growing your list that I teach really early on to my students in my program. You know, they start using these strategies to build their list from the offset, whilst then, you know, going into the lessons that teach them how to find and validate their course idea, and how to outline it, and how to start crafting it, and how to create their course. In the background, at the same time, they're also growing their email list, yeah? So that's what happens in the Profitable Yoga Teacher. That's the kind of structure that I take you through, so that you're doing this in the background whilst also working on all of the other stuff around creating your course, yeah? So how do we grow our list, guys? Any ideas from you all here? How do we grow our email list? Any ideas? Give me your best ideas here in the comments. How are we going to grow our email list? How are we going to get people onto our email list? And Shauna, I'm just reading this here. She says, if you don't have a website, you can't set up a quick landing page to start getting emails. Exactly. So this is why, you know, your website is one of those foundational pillars, those elements. You must have a website, because that's where you're going to collect people's emails. But how are we going to do that? Excuse me. Yeah, Summer, freebies, exactly. Okay, we're going to offer freebies. Any other ideas? Yeah, lead magnets, freebies, you've got it. You guys have got it. Freebie opt-ins. You've given us all the different names for a freebie opt-in. Yeah, offer a freebie. Exactly. This is it. I mean, there's lots of different ways that you can go about growing your list. Like, you can focus on collaborations with you know, like-minded partners, and again, that's something I teach in the program as a way to, you know, secure collaborations and partnerships that are going to help you to extend your reach. But freebies, we also really need these opt-in freebies, these lead magnets. It's not enough to have on our website, sign up to my newsletter. That's too wishy-washy. People don't sign up to newsletters anymore. People don't sign up to tips and tricks. People sign up to a valuable piece of content that's going to help them with a struggle that they're having right now. You need to be providing a solution to your ideal students' problem that they're having. This is why we need to do that inner work around who's our ideal student, what do they really need from us, what piece of free content can I create and offer it to them, so that I can find the people that resonate and associate themselves with this topic that I'm teaching, so that I can get their email address and offer them a free piece of content. Does this make sense? It has to be really valuable. It has to be a value-packed piece of content. Yes, Shauna, exactly. Love that. So Shauna's in my program. She said, I see all the Yogipreneur Launchpad people answering. We are learning thanks to Kelly. Exactly. You guys are paying attention. Well done. So we need to have this free piece of content, yeah? And you need to be doing this from the get-go. You need to be doing this now, yeah? This is really important. Do this now. And then once you're getting close to finishing the creation part, to finishing creating your course, yeah, because as I said, you're doing this list building in the background whilst you're doing the work on, finding, validating your course idea, and then starting to create your course. Once you get to the point where you've almost finished your course content, yeah, you've been creating it, you've been doing all those videos and everything else that we spoke about in yesterday's training session, because it's not just about the videos, remember, there's a lot that goes into the creation, the course creation part of this process. But once you get to that, you can then start moving into those 3 phases that I talked about, that I mentioned at the start. So these are launch phases, okay? There's 3 launch phases whereby you start to share content that's related to your course topic, okay? So when we move into these 3 phases, we're starting to shift our focus with our content so that the content is directly related to the course topic, and we share that over a number of weeks, yeah? Essentially a couple of months, really. And this content, will address all sorts of different things, like objections or fears or myths that your potential ideal students could have. There's a real structure for how you go about distributing your content throughout these 3 launch phases. And these 3 launch phases are the education phase, the pre-launch phase, and the launch phase, yeah? And you go through these phases to really take your community on a journey. So we start to build a story, yeah, through our content with people who are potential students for our online course. Yeah, does this make sense? Does this make sense? Let's have a look. Exactly. So let me just whiz you through these phases. So first of all, we've got our education phase, and this is where you're creating and sharing content related to your course topic, where you're going to educate your audience about this topic, yeah? And there are different themes that you can use in this particular phase to really educate people and to start seeding messaging and information about that topic, but without even mentioning your course. Okay, so we're just educating people on the topic area. We're not mentioning our course. And so this phase would last for around 4 weeks, let's say. That's kind of a minimum. You want to be doing this for around 4 weeks. And you'll be seeding information out, in your posts, in your Instagram posts, Facebook. You'll be doing videos, stories. You're going to be visible across all of your channels, but you're going to be focusing on your course topic, yeah? And the reason we do this is that when you move into the next phase, which is your pre-launch phase, just makes your life a lot easier, yeah? It makes your life really easy because you've already started to warm up your audience. So we move from your education phase into the pre-launch phase, and the pre-launch phase is a really exciting part of the process, right? Because this is where we start to create buzz. Yeah, we start to create buzz, and we do this with a new freebie. So you will have already had a freebie that you've created and you've had on your website for a number of weeks, maybe months now. You're building up your email list, your community, but now we create a freebie that's directly related to the topic of our course. Does that make sense, guys? This freebie that we create now for our pre-launch phase is directly related to the topic of your course. Okay? Directly related to the topic of your course. And by doing this, we really qualify people. Because if people sign up for this freebie that you've just created that's on the topic of your course, those people are putting their hands up and saying, I'm interested in this topic. Yeah? So we can create buzz around this, and you're just basically switching your freebies over. The freebie that you have been using, you're switching it over to this what I call a course freebie, yeah? And this phase is an intense phase. It runs for around 2 to 4 weeks, okay? And it runs for around 2 to 4 weeks, and what you're doing here is you're getting people onto your list that are interested in your freebie. So you're promoting that freebie across all of your channels. That's what you're focusing on, is just your freebie, getting people signed up to your freebie. And once you get to the end of this phase, what happens then? What happens then? What phase do we move into then? It's the third phase. Any guesses? I did mention it already. Any guesses? Any guesses what the phase is that we move into? Must be one of you. Must be one of you. Let's have a look. It's the launch phase, guys. We're moving to the launch phase, the super, super exciting part. This is when enrollment opens for your course. This is when enrollment opens. So you've created your course. Yeah, launch, exactly. Launch. So you created your course and you've been building your community for a few months now. And you've gone into this 3-phase approach. You're educating people on your course topic. You're building up the buzz, right? And you've got your freebie. People who have been on your email list already they want your freebie as well, because you've been educating them on this topic and they're interested. They want your freebie. So you've got new people coming in, you've got your existing community putting their hands up saying they want the freebie as well. And now you open enrollment, okay? So by this point, can you see that you would have a community that you've nurtured and are ready for your course enrollment period, which is your launch period? Can you see this? Can you see this? Yeah? So again, with the launch, as with the other 2 phases, you know, there's lots of different things that you do in those phases, which I can't go into all the detail with that right now because there's just so much. Again, with this launch phase, there's a whole factor of things that go into the launch phase. There's a lot of activation. Usually this launch phase, when enrollment is open for 2 weeks. There's a lot of activation, things that you need to be doing. You know, there's an email sequence that goes out. You're likely going to be using Facebook ads. You probably would have been using Facebook ads in the pre-launch period as well to drive people to your freebie. You'll be using Facebook ads here. There's live elements from you where you'll be going on. They'll be going live and talking about your course, answering questions. There's going to be personal, direct interaction with your community, you know, asking their questions and overcoming any objections that they might have, addressing any challenges that they might have. So again, this is quite an intense period. You know, we're not just sending out one email and hoping that everybody on our list is going to read that email, let alone see it in their inbox. We really have to show up here in this part, in this phase. We're showing up, right, for our course launch goals and our dreams, right? Because remember, you've got an audience that put their hand up. You know, when they signed up for your course freebie, they're saying they're interested in this. So you now have a duty to step up and you know, help your students to learn about this topic that they're interested in and to offer. This is an offering, you know, that you're giving them. This is an offering. So at this point, there will be fears that you will have about putting yourself out there with this and really putting yourself out there. And this is where we have to dig deep, yeah? We have to really show up and not be afraid to, we have to get through past that fear that thinks that we're annoying people, right? We have to get over that. If we annoy people, maybe some people will, you know, you'll lose some people on your list, but that's okay. We have to be okay with losing subscribers on our list. You know, they were never going to enroll anyway, so it's okay. We have to show up in this phase. And it's an exciting phase, it really is. And I think, you know, there's a lot here that I've talked about. There's a lot of steps in these phases, and the students that have gone through this in my program, they follow a roadmap that I've created for them. So it's called the online course, online yoga course roadmap, and it's essentially a spreadsheet. It lays out all the various steps, the activations and the strategies for each of these phases. So it's a template. But honestly, when you do this and you show up and you go through this process, you will get the rewards from it. You'll get the rewards. So what we're thinking of this, guys, what do we think about this? Let me ask you now, did you expect that launching your course would look like this? Did you expect there to be, you know, these phases, a framework, the steps, the process that you have to go through to build your community, to nurture your community and to launch to them in this way? Did you expect this? Is this what you were expecting? Because it's quite thorough, isn't it? It's a lot of work. I'm never ever going to dumb down that creating and launching an online course is an easy thing to do. It's hard work, you know. I'm not going to brush over that. If you guys have watched Celeste's little video, she says exactly that as well. This is hard work, but you know what? When you've built that asset and you've gone through this process, you can launch again and again and again, and you've built an asset in your business. And this is the sustainable way to teach yoga for the long term. You know, this is about building a real business model that's going to work again and again and again for you. This isn't a quick rich scheme, and I think that's exactly Celeste's words. You know, she said it's not a quick rich scheme. You know, you've got to do the work here. You've got to be fully committed to this, and like having a guide or someone like me, a mentor, to help you through that is going to make life so much more easier. You know, you don't have to know all of this. You don't have to know all of this. So you guys, yeah, yes, framework, totally expected. Well done, Sally. But it's so necessary. Yeah, all new to me. You know, I said to you guys yesterday, you know, you can still go into this, not have, you don't have to know all of this stuff. You know, it's like you can go through the framework step by step. Don't let the fact that you feel like you don't know it all yet hold you back. Hold you back. Yeah, guys. Yes, I'm thankful you guys are here as well. I'm really thankful that you're here. So what I will say is that you know, chances are if you're running workshops or retreats, chances are your students that book your workshops and retreats are students from your class, right? They're people that already know you and they trust you. And when you're teaching online, you're reaching people all over the world. You know, there's lots of new teachers in here in this group at the moment who, this is the first time you guys have come across me, and you know, you're teaching people and reaching people from all over the world. And so to do that, you know, these people don't know you, and to do that you have to build trust. You know, it's not a case of just sharing a freebie, getting somebody onto your list, and the next day sending them an email about your course and expecting them to enroll. It doesn't work like that. You know, you wouldn't go on a date with someone and then marry them the next day, would you? Or maybe you would, I don't know. But this is about building a relationship, isn't it? It's about building a relationship. So this framework is really what it takes to build that community and to nurture. Bye, Shauna, see you soon. To nurture your community. You know, there's a process, there's phases, there's steps that you have to go through. And honestly, when you take the time to fully go through the process, you'll see the rewards for your hard work and commitment, just as I am. You know, just as I am. I've been able to, in the last 3 years doing this, been able to build an incredible 6-figure business. My last launch, which was in August, and I'm totally transparent about all of this, my last launch for the Yogipreneur Launchpad, which some of you guys are in, made me almost $60,000 using this framework. So I'm only teaching you what I know and what I do in my business, yeah? But also know that the digital space is changing. It's constantly changing. There are strategies that I was using in August that have now moved on. So I'm always learning. I'm always trying to be, you know, steps ahead of what I'm teaching you. And that's one of the things that I really love about the coaching sessions that I do in my programs, is that it allows me, so I do like group coaching sessions and weekly Q&As where we come on live online and meet up, so all the students in my program, but it allows me to really share the kind of like most recent, latest strategies that might not have been built into the program content when I created it. So things are always moving, which is great. It's great. It means we get more opportunities. But yeah, it's very interesting stuff. And I mean, I absolutely love doing this, and I absolutely love teaching it as well. And I just feel that I just really want you all to know how incredible this is. This really is, you know, this here now is my passion, you know, sharing all of this with you. And I know that you guys are really passionate about your topics, you know, the things that you were coming into the group yesterday and doing the homework and sharing your videos, those things that you're really passionate about, you can be sharing online like this with people all over the world, you know. So there's no doubt, we all know how incredible and rewarding this is. So there you go, guys. That's, you know, we've gone through 3 days of training, right? We've gone through 3 training sessions. What have you learned from today? What's been your biggest takeaway? What's been the biggest takeaway from today? What's been the biggest, what have you learned from today? Maybe it's like a realization, maybe you've had like a little epiphanic moment. You know, maybe it's something you just weren't aware of completely, and now it's like, oh, we've had a bit of an aha moment today. So whilst you're thinking about that, I'm going to tell you about your challenge for today, okay? So what I want you to do, I want you to share in the group what your course freebie will be. Yeah, what your course freebie will be. What your course freebie will be. And I've got a workbook to help you with this. There's a little workbook that I've created to help you create your course freebie. But I want you to come in here and share it. You can share your workbook. You can just do a post. Maybe go on video. If you want to go on video, then high five to you, because it's great practice, right? Great practice to be getting on video. Aaron, that it has to take time. Yes. Exactly. This isn't a quick win, right? We're going to do this. This is why in the program, in the Profitable Yoga Teacher program, it's a 6-month program. At the end of the 6 months, you launch your course. I take you through all of the steps of the course creation process, the launch process. So take you through it all. And you guys are going to learn about that. I'm going to be telling you more about the course this week. So if you think about it like that, what I've taught you about today, what is it that you guys are in right now, this boot camp? What is it that you're in? What is it that you're in, this boot camp with me right now? You're in my freebie, guys. You're in my freebie. And I've been talking to you about my course. I've been talking to you about my program. You know, some of you will be interested to learn more, and that's amazing. You know, I hope that you will want to learn more, Yay. So, you know, I've been talking about teaching yoga online for the last 2 months. If you go back and watch all the videos on the Digital Yoga Academy page, I've been doing my education phase, my pre-launch phase, about to move into my launch phase. You know, I'm teaching you what I do and know, and what I know is proven for me and has really worked in my business, and it can work for you too. You know, it can work for you too. You guys can totally do this. You can, I know you can. I've got students who've done it. So it's exciting stuff. Okay, so I want you guys to share your homework. What's your course freebie going to be? And then I want you to join me tomorrow for the masterclass. Tomorrow in the masterclass, I'm going to talk you through my entire framework for building a profitable online yoga course. You've had snippets of it over the last few days in quite a bit of detail, but I'm going to talk you through the whole framework, and then I'm going to share that magical formula with you as well, which is super exciting. I get a bit geeky when it comes to that. So I hope you'll join me same time tomorrow, Same time tomorrow. You've also, if you share the masterclass with your friends on Facebook, just as you guys were sharing the boot camp, if you remember in the emails you will have received, there was I shared, I'm basically offering a free place on my program to someone who's sharing the bootcamp and the masterclass on Facebook. So share the link. I will add the link to the masterclass here in a moment. Share it on Facebook. Use hashtag Teach Yoga Online so that I can find those posts, and one of you is going to win a place on the program, which starts in November. It starts on the 4th of November, so that's super exciting. And what else can I tell you? Yeah, I think that's kind of about it, basically. Let's have a look. Cool. I'm going to come back on questions, guys. I will type in with questions. Come and join me tomorrow. Really can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. I'm super, super excited. Everyone happy? Give me a thumbs up or give me your favorite emoji in the comments before we go. Before we go, give me your favorite emoji. Give me your favorite emoji. Oh, okay. For the homework, is it about the freebie to sign up for our email list or the freebie? Focus on the freebie for your course. Yeah. So yesterday's homework was sharing a video on your course topic idea. So like teaching something about that. So focus now on the freebie for your course idea. So what might that be? So in a minute, I'm going to upload the workbook. I'm going to upload the workbook in a minute, and that's going to help you with this. It's going to help you with your homework. Yay! Well done, guys. You guys are awesome for showing up today. Thank you so much. Love you all. See you tomorrow for the masterclass. Super excited. Really, see you tomorrow. Big love, big love.